We are back once again with Ethan Forman of the Gloucester Times, talking all things Gloucester and Cape. And another busy week. Ethan, how you doing?
Well, I came back from my COVID exile.
Yeah, you're looking good.
I'm symptom free, a little tired, but wouldn't want to wish this on anyone. I've been seeing the numbers. I haven't written about them, but the numbers are kind of going down in the city, which is good.
Yeah,
Oh, that's great.
Yeah.
it was good. We spoke with Superintendent Ben Lummis of the Gloucester schools earlier this week, and he said the numbers had gone down significantly too in the school system, which is good to hear.
Yeah, that's good news.
Yeah. So, well, glad you're feeling better. We realized that you just came from an important ceremony at City Hall.
Yeah, this is National Wear Orange Day. It's National Gun Violence Awareness Day, actually over a couple of days. And, I didn't know what to expect. I wasn't expecting a large turnout. There was over 100 people. And it became very passionate. The mayor spoke, Bruce Tarr spoke, and then John Rosenthal of Stop Handgun Violence got up, and Gloucester guy. And his message is like, I've spent the last 30 years talking about children when they want to do something. And he was expressing his frustration with Republicans in Congress. Senator Tarr, he's Republican, got up and spoke about the common sense gun measures in Massachusetts, red flag laws. It's not, you can't buy an assault weapon configured the way they are in other states in Massachusetts. So, but it really, Mr. Rosenthal spoke for a long time, about 10 minutes. And then Anne Margaret Ferranti got up and she spoke, and she was speaking. There's Greg Gibson. Did I get that right?
Yes.
His son Galen was killed in I think in the early 90s.
Yeah, December 92. Galen was a classmate of mine, so I know the family well.
Yeah, so he was there, and again, I apologize. I'm new to Gloucester, and so she got up and she was really passionate about speaking on behalf of a friend, and it was quite moving. She just was talking about the insanity of it all, and I think that's a lot of people feel. 4th graders get killed in a school with an assault weapon. You say, what can we do? We can't get rid of people who are insane or are hell-bent on doing stuff. And social media is going to be there. We can't get rid of that, but maybe you could regulate assault weapons better. Maybe if he had to wait, he would have thought about it. Maybe if you had to take a training course, these are my opinions, but so that was a lot of what was said, and Anne Margaret, she spoke again. There were a lot of individuals there as well came out. At least saw 3 members of the school committee were there. Sam Watson, Laura Dreesen, and Kathy Clancy, the chairman. Former Mayor Sfadia, Romeo Taken was there. She was quite passionate. I spoke to her briefly afterwards, and she's just very passionate. And people wearing orange, and people were fed up, but
can I just make one comment here? It's not a comment, it's a fact. There's a lot of talk after one of these horrific events about more concern for mental illness. And this is a fact. The very first piece of legislation that the US Congress passed in 2017, when it was a new Republican dominated Congress, the House and the Senate, the very first piece of legislation they passed was to make it easier for people with mental illness to purchase guns. Look it up.
And then the whole idea of mental illness, you're kind of blaming, I have a kid who has terrible anxiety, and they're getting treatment and they're doing fine. You're blaming mental illness. If you don't have a diagnosis, people sometimes want to just do bad things. Why do we have to sit there and blame a whole class of people?
Also, there are 400 million guns in this country.
Yeah, more than people. There's more guns than people.
Exactly, yeah.
So, I think I think they were preaching to the choir, and there was some people were sort of shouting out, like, what can we do? What can we do? and they talk about the resources and everything. But I think they were saying that, you have to you can't just show up at these meetings. You have to call people in other states, take action. It's just horrific what happened in Uvalde. And then there was a mass shooting. There was a mass shooting last night in Tulsa.
Yeah.
The mayor said, I had to keep adjusting the remarks. There's been 233 mass shootings. It's June 2nd. And it's
another.
I don't want to take anything away from gun like this. I know people who use these high power weapons to shoot targets, and they train on them. I have no problem with that. I leave the gun at the armory.
Well, guns
at the shooting range. It doesn't have to
Yeah.
come home with you. Does it have to? Well, maybe it does, but maybe get a more of a thorough license or something. People skeet shoot. John Rosenthal's a gun owner.
Well, there's been a lot of talk just recently. There's so much literature right now about all these events, right? But I've been hearing about school districts sending home notices asking if there are guns in the home, and if there are guns in the home, are they safely secured? That's a really easy thing to do. Yeah. Also, doctors, that perhaps we should start, or doctors should start when they ask, are you a smoker? Do you live in a home that has lead paint? Are there guns in the home, and are they safely secured? Beginning to address safety, gun safety is really good.
I wonder if insurance companies would ask that.
Right? Yeah, exactly. These are, this isn't legislation. This is like fundamentals of gun safety.
Yeah, it's public safety.
Yeah.
The well-regulated militia was the reason they put that clause in before. They didn't just say guns, I know there's a big debate about the Second Amendment, what it means, but you need some common sense, just common sense. People want to shoot.
Don't take
biathlon.
Don't take guns away. Just make them safe. Make it a safe purchase. Make it. Yeah. So, should 16, 17-year-old kids be able to buy assault rifles? I don't know. Maybe they shouldn't, but
maybe there should
be safely secured.
Put a focus on education. Really just try to make it so that people understand that these are just killing machines, and you gotta treat them with respect.
Mm-hmm.
That's my opinion.
All right. Well, moving on, another piece you wrote this week, Ethan, had to do with a little visit you made with Joe Novello, and the Sambo race is the boats are getting a makeover.
God love him. He puts up with me. Let me tell you,
he's a great guy.
He does. We had a story today, a little flub at the end. Some wording got out of the paragraph about, listen, the Novena is coming up.
Mm-hmm.
And he wanted me to let people know that there's no refreshments this year, and masks are encouraged. They're going to have hand sanitizer and bottled waters. That's going to be at the American Legion Hall. He also wanted to let people know that get in touch with the committee. They have 3 trailers available. They want to have a parade for the Sunday parade. So he wants to get that out. That didn't quite make it into the article, but we did talk about the same boats, and he showed them to me, and what an amazing, just amazing thing that I can't wait to see these things, in action.
Yeah. I love those boats. They're so beautiful. And to see those rowers work, it's incredible.
Yeah. And to think that this is how they used to fish, that they would take the fish and they would row in a circle, and whoever could row faster, you're only going to get more fish because the fish are trying to escape. So, and then out of that comes this wonderful competition every year. I was wondering, does anyone contact ESPN? I mean, boy, wouldn't it?
Interesting you say that, Ethan.
Interesting you say that. Yeah.
I have done play-by-play in color for the sporting competitions before. 3 years ago, we did that, and ESPN did pick up the broadcast, actually.
Oh, great! What about this year?
So this year we're working on it. We're trying to get a spot at the Boatport Hotel up on the deck to broadcast. So that's in the works.
That might be a story, Kory, for the Gloucester Daily Times.
Yeah, we'll figure that out.
It's a wonderful thing. So everything's new to me. So we go, we see the boats. He told me that this year they started in 2019. So 2019, 3 years ago, they decided they want to fix the same boats. They had, I guess, a fiberglass deck with a wooden subdeck, and the wood was rotting. Yeah. So they went to Gloucester Marine Railways on Rocky Neck Avenue, and they had the boats redone. So fiberglass. They put in deck plates, 3 deck plates in the boats so they can drain the water out. They put holes in the bulkhead underneath so the water can drain back. I mean, it's a big problem when the boats are uncovered, like now, and it rains and they have to drain them. But I asked him, so I said, which boat is better?
Uh-oh, here we go. Put it this way.
You know the boat. You know
They'll
the
tell
boat.
you which boat is worse.
Yeah.
I hear that, well, that the Santa Maria is
Yeah.
changed, but they apparently are now, they're all within what, about 100 pounds of each other. And he didn't tell me the weight of the exact ones. He told me the weight of the boats, but maybe I don't feel comfortable in even saying that.
Mm.
But they're like, they're huge.
Yeah, yeah.
Boats. And so I'm looking forward to taking in that race. And I think there's a demonstration race between the police, the fire, the Coast Guard.
Yep, they do that. Yep.
And I said, well, who wins every year? It must be the Coast Guard. And they're like, well, the Coast Guard, are they really rowing? Come on. They're motorboats. Right. So, and that's no slight of the Coast Guard, believe me. Yeah, they do wonderful work. So yeah, it was great to see that this tradition, but look, they put $50,000 of work into these boats. Mm-hmm. I think in the paper, there's a Venmo capture if you want to donate to this cause. You want to see the same boats, they need to raise funds to maintain them. Yeah. So hopefully, if you do get the Daily Times, you do see that Venmo, take a quick snap of it, and I probably no donation is too small for them.
Yeah, very cool. We're looking forward to those races, this Fiesta for sure, and tip of the cap to Joe and the Fiesta committee. Ethan, lastly, we want to talk about, we just finished Memorial Day ceremonies throughout the city. And one important step is happening is the moving of the Vietnam Memorial from Gloucester High School to a dedicated area on Stacy Boulevard.
Yeah, I guess adjacent to the tennis courts. And I must say, I was not doing my Memorial Day thing. I kind of just did my own thing at home. But then we got pictures. Melissa Cox sent me some pictures of this. I hadn't been aware of it. I felt a little embarrassed. So we got a picture in the paper. I know your mom is very active with the committee that's been working for years to move it from the high school, not a very prominent spot at the high school. And they have the memorial. So what they did is they took the memorial for that ceremony, and a local contractor moved it there onto the cement pad. That they haven't put down the stones yet.
All right, it's the future site for the memorial.
Yeah. So, but very exciting. Probably a great place to put it. And I guess the names. There's two because Gloucester High used to have Essex students, so I think there's like 9 Gloucester High and two Essex soldiers whose names 11 people died. Mm-hmm. And it's good that they pay tribute. So I think probably moving forward, when this is done, when the memorial is done, it'll provide the Vietnam War memorial and the veterans more of a visible celebration. They're in their 70s. The Vietnam era veterans are now where and so it's good that we can honor them and honor their sacrifice.
Well said. All right, great work as always, Ethan. Anything in particular you're working on now?
Well, I did want to say hi to your mom.
Oh yeah, you can. I'll say hi to my mom.
I'll say hi too.
So no, she's great lady, great mover and shaker. Well, I am actually working on the story about.
She's a great cook too.
Yeah, I'm waiting to get invited over, Kory.
Yeah. That can happen. We can arrange that.
Mm-hmm. Excellent. I'm working on the story about the memorial today, and I'm also working. Hoping to visit the O'Malley Innovation Middle School tomorrow. Young 8th grader. She had an essay on gun violence awareness and prevention, and was shared around to the families in the community. I'm hoping to meet up with her tomorrow. They're going to wear orange at the schools tomorrow. Mm-hmm. And so it's very timely. So that is hopefully in the works.
Nice.
Very nice.
That's really nice.
All right. Well, let us know how that works out, Ethan, and we will catch up with you this time next week.
Thank you.
Thanks, Ethan.
Interested in a sponsorship? Email sponsor@1623studios.org to learn more.